I made a promise to myself. One day, whether that's 1 or 10 years from now, one day I'll stand on that stage and I'll be the best Pokemon player in the world. That was my childhood dream, and I've got a long way to go, so come along with me as we travel the road to Worlds. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Waffles the Asian Yenbear and this is Road to Worlds, the series where I take a team that I build or borrow onto the ladder, try to get some games in, try to learn some things, maybe also some stuff along the way. We got an interesting team here facing Buen, whatever, Dragonite, Iron Hands, Mimikyu, Amoonguss, Heatran, and Dondozo. So definitely it's more of a balanced team, which I feel like we can break through with a good old-fashioned beat up. So I'm actually going to lead Furry Bait and Angie Boy. I think that's probably the best play. I don't think my opponent leads Iron Hand since we have Ellie, since we have Angie Boy. Amoonguss existing means I need to bring Tony Chopper. And let's see, Heatran. I think we're going to bring Basketball. The reason I'm going to bring Basketball here is because I do see the Dragonite and a possible like Swords Dance and Mimikyu. Dondozo could be a little bit of an issue. It could be Tera Grass Dondozo, but if we can get our opponent to use their Tera early, then Amoonguss can come in and deal with Dondozo. So it really depends. I do think, though, the cool thing about the Beat Up and the Rage Fist is that it's not actually boosting Annihilape, it's just boosting its damage it's going to do with the Rage Fist. So it gets past unaware, which is great. What is it? Mimikyu and Iron Hands. Okay. Interesting choice. Okay, so what we're going to do then instead... I mean, Fake Out could happen. But what, you Fake Out Lucario? I don't really see that as much of an issue, to be honest. So here's what we'll do. Bullet Punch, either way, breaks through that. You know what? Yeah, we're not going to beat up. Instead, we're going to go Bullet Punch Rage Fist. So I can break through the little guy. Yep, his disguise. And then the Rage Fist should do enough, right? Mimikyu's pretty frail. I think so. Okay, not quite enough yet. Drain Punch, ouch. Oh, big ouch. Wow. That is way more damage than I expected. I'm glad I didn't go for the beat up then. Trick Room, oh! Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, Trick Room Mimikyu. Amoonguss, let's go. Okay, so first things first, I need to spore something. What's your team look like with the Trick Room? I think you bring in Amoonguss or you bring in Dondozo. Either way, yeah, I'm gonna spore the Mimikyu, because I think that causes me the most problems. I think we survive a little bit from Iron Hands, but we definitely don't survive like a boosted Shadow Claw or whatever from Mimikyu. Or Play Rough, I guess. And I can do Rage Powder with the Amoonguss and then start dealing good stuff. Okay. Or... No berry? No berry? No berry. Okay. Thunder Punch. That's fine. Okay. So yeah, so I think we start doing the Rage Fist then. I'm gonna spore that Iron Hand slot as well. Yeah, I'm gonna spore the Iron Hand slot too. You could protect it, I guess. But then you're wasting your Trick Room turns. Yeah, I mean, let's see. What did my opponent do against this? The reason I'm not attacking into the Mimikyu right now is because it's asleep, and I don't want my opponent to get a free switch in. Never mind. Oh. Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. Okay. I mean, I'm still going for the Rage Fist. I'll do some damage. Do I want to stay in then? How much am I taking for that? I could live one. I could live one more turn, then regenerate out. What's the next Pokemon? because based on what my opponent brings in, I might want to switch out Amoonguss, but right now we have just super slow spores, so we've got a lot of momentum here. Tera. Okay. Our opponent has not shown... They have not shown their Tera yet. I think it makes sense for them to start doing, like, a Tera Grass here. I'm gonna Rage Powder and Rage Fist. Let's just start doing a little bit of damage. I'll regenerate out. I do not... Oh, no Tera? No Tera. Okay. You're just yawn. That's fine. That is great. I like that. Okay. That just means I need to slowly beat you down. But with you losing Trick Room turns, that's beautiful. Okay. Clearly Amoonguss. I gotta switch Amoonguss out now, though. But that means I can Spore. So we're going into Chien-Pao. And... I guess I'll Rage Fist Iron Hands? I mean, I'm not really too sure, to be honest. What, Chien-Pao, I protect, stalls through your Trick Room turns. I mean, you could yawn into Annihilape right now if you wanted to, I guess. Yeah. That's fine. You're definitely, like, you're just using Trick Room turns and waiting for Iron Hands to wake up, which makes sense. I think given your team, but the team's a little bit passive. So we just gotta be able to exploit their team a little bit. Yeah, okay. So this thing wakes up this turn for sure. Yeah, we're gonna Tera. I'm gonna go for Tera Ice Spinner because I think we're gonna see like a Drain Punch come out because it's definitely waking up this turn. There's no way it continues to sleep. I feel that so strongly in my body that this thing is about to wake up. It has had its 8 hours of sleep. It is ready. So I think it's gonna go for the Drain Punch. Us tearing into Ghost means we're gonna be able to avoid that. And if I bring in my Amoonguss now, I can Spore the Dondozo slot because it's clearly not Tera Grass, so that's fine. Yeah, so far Dondozo is not really too much of a threat. It's just causing me to switch out, which I'm cool with. It means I can focus on the bigger guy, the man who's got the Yaoi hands. Alright, come on Tony Chopper, you can do this. It's got less defense. Okay, not quite enough, but that's fine. That's a 2-hit KO. Yep, there's the Drain Punch. Perfect. Yawn, Wave Crash. Okay. And does nothing to Amoonguss. Perfect. Okay. So what does my opponent have in the back, possibly? You could have the Heatran. I could see that happening. I think we live 1. Although, wait, if you have the Heatran, Sacred Sword still does enough probably to kill. If you've got Heatran in the back, you could switch it in expecting my Ice Spinner. So the middle play is going for the Sacred Sword. That should do enough to take out Iron Hands. It'll do a good chunk to a Heatran. There's the withdrawal. Is it Heatran? That is Heatran. That is Heatran. We called it. All right. So Sacred Sword. That's going to do a good chunk. Perfect. And Dondozo should not be able to KO me. It's going to yawn. That's totally fine. Because I'm about to Spore it. Now, the Heatran could cause some big problems for my Amoonguss. That's for sure. You know what? It can cause big problems for my Amoonguss. So, we're gonna let Chien-Pao fall asleep. Specifically because I think my opponent wants me to switch out, take damage on Annihilape, take a ton of damage on Amoonguss. But if I stay in, I just go for the Sacred Sword, we take out the Heatran. And then he can't do all that damage to my Amoonguss. And I can regenerate her up, be ready for the Iron Hands later, and this Dondozo, because our Amoonguss totally just counters this Dondozo. If you had Tera Grass at this point, you would have gone for it, right? I mean, we still haven't seen any Tera, so we gotta be a little careful, little cognizant of the Tera grass, but I think if you had it, that you would have gone for it by now. Okay, that's still fine. I can Drain Punch you. And Chien-Pao being on the field just makes this do more damage, so that's great. Drain Punch definitely KOs Heatran. I will attempt to wake up with Chien-Pao, go for Sacred Sword, I guess. But I think Drain Punch does enough. If I want to be really extra careful, I could Protect, but then that's giving Dondozo extra turns. You bring in Iron Hands maybe, but then you sack off Iron Hands if I... Because I'm Drain Punching Heatran, that's obvious. I think my opponent knows that too. I think if I'm my opponent, I could bring in the Iron Hands, it sacks off, I bring in Heatran again. I have now Protect stuff, and Dondozo maybe wakes up. Okay. What's the Tera? Tera Heatran. Okay. Tera Grass. Oh, Tera Grass.
Tera Grass.
Okay, there's the Tera Grass. That's fine. With Chien-Pao on the field, I feel like this still does enough damage. I believe in Annihilape. I do. He's a very angry boy, and he's gonna take this anger out on the Heatran. Wow, that did not do enough at all. Oh, it's Tera Bug. Never mind, it's just green. Okay, that's fine. Well, we still survive it, so whatever. I will attempt to Protect. Chien-Pao having survived that was good. Are we in a bad spot if Heatran takes me out? A little. It depends. I'm still gonna go for the Drain Punch. In case he switches into Iron Hands, and we still KO this, so... Okay, cool, we get the Wake Up. So we do have the Chien-Pao for later. Protect, okay. You're just trying to get the Dondozo to wake up, which makes sense. Okay. How do we want to handle this moving forward? I think I want to taunt Dondozo. Because I think Annihilape at this point does KO whatever you want to bring in. I could fake like a Choice Band or something, I guess. Although I have shown Protect, so he wouldn't think that. Drain Punch, Rage Fist. Yeah, I mean, Drain Punch, yeah, it's doing enough. It's doing enough. Okay, double Protect, whatever. I'm taunting your Dondozo, so you can't yawn me. Which I think is what my opponent would want to do, right? If you don't, then you're just gonna Wave Crash, but... Let's see. I think it wakes up this turn. Yep. Yawn? Yep, yawn. Alright. So, you definitely don't get the next one. So, we're gonna Ice Spinner, and I am going to specifically Drain Punch into Dondozo. Ice Spinner takes out Heatran. Drain Punch will give me a little bit of health back. Crit was unnecessary. It had like 2 health. Drain Punch gives me a bit of health back. You Wave Crash into one thing, but you're clearly like a bulky Dondozo. So I'm not sure how much you're actually going to be able to do to these guys. Let's see. Okay, Berry. That's alright. We still have Amoonguss in the back. Wave Crash, let's see. Okay. This is fine. So now I bring in Amoonguss. I Protect this turn with Chien-Pao. I attempt to... What do I do? I guess I attempt to Spore the Iron Hands, because the main issue would be if he fakes out, right? Although he can't fake out. Never mind. No, he can't fake out. So we're Gucci. Okay. Ice Spinner. And Rage Powder. Because, like, with me being Tera Ghost, you can't fake me out, so that's okay. I take out Iron Hands, then Dondozo is just walled by Amoonguss. I Spore. You're still taunted, so all you can do is Wave Crash and slowly kill yourself. Yeah, I think we're okay. I'm thinking through, trying to make sure, you know, Occasionally, I'm gonna miss something, and I don't want to miss any of the moves on the board here. So Wave Crash, that might KO Chien-Pao. Oh, right, Rage Powder, because of specifically that. Okay, this is game. If you want to, you could stall me a little bit here, but we're just gonna go ahead and do this. Yep, alright. So good game so far. I guess this has a 2-2 because the first video we got 1 win, the second video we got 2 losses, and the third video we got 1 win as well. So this has been an even team. I honestly really enjoy this team a lot. It feels like I guess with the Ampharos team, it felt like, okay, it's pretty much a gimmick, but it's a cool gimmick. This feels like it's an actually effective gimmick sometimes, where you don't rely on the beat up, but I do really enjoy it. I think overall, it's still a very strong team, even without the beat up. So, of course, as always, or at least as always recently, I'm leaving that link to the paste bin for the team and whatnot, so you guys can copy it. If you want me to make a rental code or whatever, just leave a comment and I'll give you a rental code. But thank you very much for watching. I will be back next week with one of the other teams. I haven't decided which yet, so we'll see. And hopefully you have a good day, a good week, a good life. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.